Deciding to go back to school is not an easy option. If you're fresh out of high school, you wait your 3 months of summer, you go back to college, you have no responsibilities. It's easy for you to go back to school. For those of us who do not go back to school straight out of college, it's a little bit more difficult to make that decision. It can be challenging to juggle school, your responsibilities, family, bills, lack of time because of everything going on. So it can definitely be difficult to manage. Going back to school might be a necessity. Does your job require it? Are you at a dead-end job that you can go no further without some type of degree? Or should you have always had a degree to get to the point where you're at right now anyway? So maybe you just want to go back, get that degree that you should have had. Perhaps you want to change career. So that means going back to school, getting the knowledge to change that career. Challenges of returning to school, however, is anything from a financial burden, school burden, or even a burden on your family. By now, you're either paying rent or you're paying a mortgage. You've got a couple of bills, perhaps a car note. Can you afford to go back to school? Can you pay for those classes? Or are you able to get financial aid to at least help you pay for some of that class? If you've had a job for 20 years, financial aid may not be in your books. So you're going to have to pay for it somehow. If you get a student loan, are you going to be able to pay that loan back? Small things that we have to think about as we decide to go back to school. Finding the time to go back to school may also be challenging. Can you make it to classroom? Is your work going to be flexible enough to allow you to make it to classrooms? Or are you going to have to take night classes? Does the college that you decide to attend offer night classes? Or better yet, can you attend online? Some courses are offered online by many colleges. So that flexibility is there. It's easier to go after. But keep your management in loop of what you plan on doing. Either they're going to be appreciative of what you're doing and they will help you, or they're not going to act like they even know that you're going back to school and your job may continue on just like normal. You'll have to find the time to actually go to class. So if your job's going to remain the same, you're going to have to work around the school if they won't be flexible to help you. If you're going to find another job, maybe change that career of yours, well, try to find a flexible job. One that'll work with you instead of against you for going back to school. I know my job wants me to go back to school. They're happy that I go back to school. But I don't get any additional time to go back to school. But they're very happy that I decided to do so. Schedule your time so that you can have time off during your high stress times. You got a quiz coming up that you know about? Well, you want to go ahead and schedule now to make sure that you've got a couple days off so that you can take your quiz. And like I said previously, don't hide the fact you're going back to school. If your managers know, hopefully they'll appreciate it and they'll allow you a little bit of laxitude, just in the simple fact that, okay, you've got to get out early so you can go to class. Even simple things like that work, and it makes it easier for you to go back to school. So, the decision of going back to school, once again, it's a large decision. Many things factor into it. Anything from your finances, to your family, to your career progression. If you can find the people that'll support you, your job, your family, then you're going to make it a lot farther because they're going to work with you to help you get further. If you're going to run into challenges, it may hold you back a little bit. But I suggest if you want to go back to school, that you do so. You find a way to overcome all these challenges. You find an answer for these challenges that you have difficulties in, and find a way to go back to school.